Hello and welcome to Tomi Talks TV. I have one singular goal with this show, and that is to help you make smarter decisions so you can have better relationships. So if you're a regular follower of my show, I'd like to say a very big thank you for all your likes and your shares and your comments on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter. I really appreciate you because you're helping us spread the message further faster. So thank you very much indeed for that. Now today I'm going to be taking one of our viewer comments, and it goes like this. Please, I would like to know if it is wrong to date as a single adult from a biblical point of view. Now, this is very short and sharp. Now, somebody is probably thinking, well, if you don't date, how exactly are you supposed to find someone to get married to? But I understand where, this man is coming from. Essentially, what is, simply saying is this, are you as a Christian permitted to date as opposed to courtship, which is, how an emotional relationship with, someone of the opposite sex used to be described. Now, I would say that, the word courtship has sort of faded in our everyday use. So back in the day when I got married, which was 22 years ago, that was what it was called. So if you're a Christian and you're in a relationship, essentially you're in a courtship relationship as opposed to dating. Now let me explain the difference. So dating is simply an experimental emotional relationship, but courtship is a committed, intentional relationship with marriage in mind, and that is what the difference is. So I find that that these days probably people find it more helpful to describe courtship as intentional dating. Whatever you choose to call it really doesn't matter, but it's the intent that matters. So when it comes to just having experimental emotional relationships, some people think that is the way we should conduct ourselves, essentially, and that's the way you finally find someone to get married to. And I think actually for a lot of people it has almost become like a recreational pursuit. So everyone else is doing it, so I do it as well, I'm in one relationship, and then I move on to the next, and then I move on to the next, and then somehow down the line, they hope that, they might eventually get married to someone that they have dated. But I find that there are a number of difficulties with that sort of, experimental approach to relationships. And the first and most important is that when you do that, essentially you keep entering into emotional relationships and then withdrawing from them. And you see, whether you like it or not, if you get emotionally connected to someone, deeply involved with someone emotionally, each time you break that relationship, it's like your heart is being broken and mended and broken and mended and broken and mended multiple times. And what you find is that because sometimes people have been through a series of heartbreaks, they end up with so much emotional baggage that they shouldn't have had, or they wouldn't have had if they didn't have that experimental approach to relationships. So sometimes you find people who have no intention of getting married at all. They're not planning to get married. Maybe they're still, studying, and, maybe marriage is years and years in the future, and they have no plan at all, getting married as of now. But then they're into emotional relationships with people just because it's what everyone else does. Or sometimes you find people in emotional relationships, just to meet their present need to have someone in their lives, but they know deep down in their hearts that they have no plans whatsoever to marry that person, or they would not consider that person as a marriage prospect. So the question is this: why would you be in an emotional relationship with someone as a Christian if you don't intend to get married to them? So you will not find in the Bible any description of courtship or dating. What you will find in the Bible is what they called betrothal those days, which was like families used to arrange marriage between their children and all that. That doesn't happen as much these days because we live in a global world, and you meet all sorts of people. Families might not know each other, all sorts of things, there are all sorts of reasons for that. But what I'll say is this: as a Christian, what you should be asking yourself is this: if I want to go into a relationship with someone, why? Why am I doing this? So if it's because you're trying to meet an emotional need, then you really need to check yourself. But if, rather you're intent on actually looking at, okay, so what is God's plan for my life and my future? And can I find someone that fits into that plan for my life and my future? Then you'll be more intentional about relationships. So what I say is take a step back, right? And, take time to pray and actually find out, what God wants you to do. Find out, whether actually this is someone that you think you you would like to spend your future with. You know, you have a conviction in your heart that this is someone whose future you can fit into and someone who can fit into your future. If you choose to now enter into a relationship with that person, whether you call it courtship or you call it intentional dating or whatever it is you call it, at least you have marriage in focus. And that is the sort of relationship which, as a Christian, you should be engaged in. Then you minimize the risk of constantly having your heart broken and carrying all sorts of emotional baggage into a marriage. Well, I hope this has helped you. If this has helped you, then please leave me a message on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or wherever it is that you are watching. Now, if you haven't joined my marriage masterclass yet, it's called Tomi Talks Marriage Masterclass Group on Facebook. If you haven't joined that group yet, then I'd really encourage you to join, because I share things there that I don't share anywhere else on social media. So if you just find the group and request to join, then I will admit you to the group. Now, I hope this has helped you. If this has helped you, then please leave me a message. And if you've got a question that you would like me to answer, then head on over to tomitalks.com/ask and I'll answer your question next time. See you next time. Bye-bye.